Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching GEEKCASTER. Everything sci-fi, fantasy, and pop culture commentary. How you doing? I'm Seven. We've got Drew, and we've got Corey. How you guys doing?
Doing well. Well, you're in cyberspace with us today.
That's right. That's right. But we're live. Things happen live, and we keep it moving. So we were talking about the last episode. We ended up talking about Scary Movie, and I think their marketing, whoever is involved, is brilliant because there was a lot of backlash on the trailer. Some people saying it just wasn't funny, or this kind of humor is not acceptable. And the younger generation, was it Gen Z? They were saying it's not interested, or was it the Gen Alpha?
Gen Z and Gen Alpha, I believe. Well, Gen Z is the 14? I think that's the cutoff. Gen Z and Gen Alpha.
Yeah, I don't know why Gen Alpha would even be looking at scary movie stuff at their age, but
Right.
yeah.
So
But yeah, it was mostly Gen Zombie that didn't really approve.
now it seemed that now the marketing thing is, oh, it did better than the other ones. Yeah, but compared to the numbers that have been coming out, like 100 million here, 100 million, 23 million is not that impressive, but it did better than the ones in the past. And by pushing that kind of scenario, well, it did better than the others. Is or this is the best it's done so far. I think that's brilliant. Because that doesn't mean it's all relative.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's for that series, for that franchise, apparently it pulled in numbers that were a success for that franchise. People will say that in an off week during movies. This is that's nothing, I'd say, terribly outside of the box.
Mm-hmm.
You have movies that start off with 100% freshness on Rotten Tomatoes, and then they're basing it off of its initial release, where if you get one positive review, it's not aggregate. Whatever its score is, it's 100. It may be aggregoric or whatever it's called. But that aggregative collective thing, it's 100 because that one person gave it a positive review.
Nice.
And then when you get more, it drops and drops, and then it levels out, and you get pros and cons and people that are for and against something.
Right.
So for Scary Movie, I didn't see it yet, but yeah, apparently it did numbers that were impressive for this franchise. So I'm like, all right, cool.
Right.
That's a thing.
That's crazy. But the spin is real. I mean, even there's a couple of things that you could see even when I know you didn't see Michael yet, so we won't go into it. But Michael, how it got all this negative press, and sometimes you wonder how much of that is politics. People just don't want it to do well. But then an example like Michael, it just kicked butt. It did well. People, regardless of what people were saying, or industry people or reporters / fake journalists, they were like, oh, the numbers spoke for itself. People wanted to see it. And it made almost $1 billion, which is crazy.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty crazy. I mean, I think for Michael, Scary Movie, I think it just put the trailer out there a lot. You had the controversial trailer that they just pushed, and that was the forefront of its advertising.
Right.
Michael, I think it was it had a lot more going for it in way of just the spectacle and some behind the scenes stuff too, because it's a Jackson who's playing the role of Michael Jackson, right?
Right.
It's his nephew.
He's his nephew, right? So there's this whole, it's very much still, I'm not going to call it a Nepo thing. I'm not going to call it a nepotism thing. But the people who are involved in that side of the industry, it's very much like an industry's movie. It's a biopic about someone who was beloved in their time, a controversial figure, sure, in his later years. But for that time, for his era, Michael Jackson was that it dude. So if for no other reason people were going to go for just the spectacle of seeing a film about Michael Jackson and what his life could have been like, what they allude to with his life.
Right.
There's the music angle, which if you heard nothing else, you've heard Billie Jean, you've heard Bad.
Right.
It's you go because you know those songs, and maybe you didn't know who Michael Jackson was, and you want to get a better, perhaps maybe like a fuller glimpse into what his life and who he was as a person.
Right.
But
So I could see it making numbers for that because of those two. Yeah.
that's actually my take on it. I feel like they're marketing this for the younger generation because of that misinformation, because vintage is in right now. So you had the same thing with Beetlejuice, the second one. And with Michael Jackson, a lot of people didn't know, especially Gen Z and the younger generation, which revived his music career. Like everyone's listening to a whole bunch of Michael Jackson hits now. It was the best selling album of all time, and it's only making it even better. But marketing it towards the younger generation that loved the thing that was big back in the day, I think that's just where we're headed. We're just gonna get a lot more, retro, revamped movies, and I'm on the fence of like we need something new and original instead of just revisiting these things over and over and over again. So I don't know what this does for the future of filmmaking.
That's
Well,
Does that
they've
make
been
sense?
making remakes since films were a thing. We've been getting reboots and remakes for far longer than I think people realize. So Hollywood will never prioritize originality over just rehashing the same crap that they know will bring in a profit. Uh, that being said, an extra element, maybe an angle that people are not talking about as much, it's social media. Because a lot of these Gen Z, Gen Alphas, they're all on TikTok. They get things in small bites, but they include music on these small bites. Michael Jackson songs pop up on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok in the form of these little concentrated little bits, these little gags that they hear the song for, and then it's like, oh, that song sounds familiar. Let me look it up. This is Michael Jackson. Never heard of him for this generation.
right.
Never heard of him. And now there's a movie that comes out that kind of is about his life. It has those tracks that they've heard from the ether, from TikTok, from the internet. So that's an inroad too. I think that might have played a factor. You've got what was it? The "Would you punch your kid for $1 billion" thing? It's a joke, but there's the gag where you've got parents. They got the little kid. They'll usually be little cute kids too. It's messed up, but the little kid just minding their own business, and they play Dirty Diana in the background, the beginning. And you see the parents slow mo walking up to the kid, making things look like it's all cool, and then they're making a move like they're about to deck their own kid for $1 billion. It's hilarious. But you could get people that discover Michael Jackson through that meme, that edit, that whatever you have it online. So
Yeah, but that's doing the same thing with Scary Movie. Things that we beloved, it's just coming around again full circle, just trying to make a new buck off a new generation.
yeah, that's the Hollywood machine, bro. That's the advertisement machine. Scary Movie though, I would say they're trying to double down this idea of people who are of that generation, of that ilk, who knew that breed of humor. They wanted them to show up and see it. And I think they did. I think for the most part, if you were like a fan of the Wayans brothers and that era of comedy, that kind of gross out, vulgar comedy, they showed up. That's why it made its money back. If nothing else, that's why they made their money back. So there's a niche for it, I think, is what that says.
I don't know, because when you think about movies like Michael, and then you compare it to newer movies with I guess newer directors for the younger audience like Obsession and Backrooms,
And Holcomb. Yeah.
I think there's like a power struggle right now. Like, would you rather see Michael? Would you rather see Scary Movie, or would you rather see the newer movies? And off of monetary alone, people wanted to see the newer movies. Like, it took a while for Michael to get there, but Backrooms and Obsession off 2 days made more than Scary Movie, right? I believe that's where we're
It's
at.
a newer product.
monetary-wise.
It's shiny and new. You kind of answered it right there.
Yeah.
My answer to that is let them all exist. Let them all exist. You could play the measuring game of what made more money, but at the end of the day, there's audiences that will go see all of them.
Yeah, but
All
then
that
you
tells
also
me is that
you have to remember, like, a lot of people who saw Michael saw it for like 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Those are the repeat customers versus newer people who are going to the movies a lot newer with a fresher set of eyes. I think more people are going to go see the newer thing rather than the thing they've been seeing for decades.
The fact that all these movies like that we just discussed, they all have audiences that went to go see their stuff. Nobody flopped in this batch.
That's
I'm
a
looking
good
at
point.
this.
Yeah,
Nobody's
that's fair.
flopped.
Nobody
That's right.
among
Yeah.
this crop of films that we're talking about, nobody flopped. So the idea is, to my previous point, let them all exist and let whatever, if it's niche or major, let the audiences go see those films. It keeps people going to the cinemas. It keeps people talking about films. It keeps us, it keeps just the environment rich and it keeps things going. If there's newer people that are going to go see this A24 movie, the hipster horror crowd are all rallying around this one movie. That's cool. Let them have that. Trying to make that the standard is, I don't know, you can give it a shot, but there's going to be people that have things to say for and against. They should all be allowed room to exist and run.
Yeah, that's
I
interesting.
mean, I went to
I like
Blumhouse
the
movie.
point that, and we experienced that even at Gotham City Outpost. Shameless plug, is that people did like, hey, I saw that 3-4 times. I was like, I don't see anything 3-4 times. Like,
Yeah,
so
I'm like, when I was a kid, I haven't been to see movies like 3-4 times since I was like a child, bro. But yeah.
well, I
Yeah.
guess economically, I couldn't afford to watch something 3-4 times.
Yeah, 'cause it costs. Yeah. Besides the fact it costs, even when you got that special, what's the pass, little guest pass, you're still paying.
You're still paying. So I was like,
paying.
so I'm impressed when people were like, what? So, I mean, people are reacting. I mean, and also the hype machine too. I think that like timing is everything. There are movies, without going down a hater trail, where they did all right because there were other hot things out. So when you have an obsession that people are talking about, people want to go back to the movies the next week and see something, anything. You know what I mean? They get amped to be in the movie theater again. So I think any movie that came out pretty much that was decent to great would do adequately well because you got these other movies. You know, sometimes people go to the theater and they miss something like, all right, I'll see something else. So it's like, anyway, to your point, it's great for the industry. Everybody wins when movies are doing well.
When people are worried about people going to the theaters, okay, it's the idea of make good films, obviously, first and foremost, but give people options, give them variety. Everything can't be an A24 film. Everything can't be a spoof.
Right.
Everything can't be a superhero movie. So make a wide crop, and then among them, see what people gravitate to the most. Whether that be major, whether that be niche, whether that be nobody at all. Just take that and then see what happens with it.
I thought we talked about this before. It's the same thing with like using the same, like Pedro Pascal can't be in every freaking movie. So that's why I was wondering like where are we gonna go in the future.
You know what my theory is, though, to dovetail off of that? The back rooms, right? There was the back rooms. Prior to the back rooms, there was Iron Lung. You're getting into this. Both of these are series that were made on YouTube initially. These are YouTube horror series. Mini, like kind of like the, what were they called back in the day on
Backwards was
Apple?
a YouTube?
It's a YouTube thing. Kane Pixels, I want to say, is the guy's alias. It's a thing that he made himself on YouTube. It got mad hits. And Hollywood eventually was like, all right, put some money into it. We'll make a film version of it. It was a success with Iron Lung. Backrooms is apparently getting reviewed well. I don't know if a ton of people went to go see it, but it is getting pretty good reviews. And in my opinion, Cabin in the Woods was them attempting to kind of do this other series, which I love, called SCP, which is an internet YouTube kind of series thing. And it's a vast spectrum of like horror, sci-fi that is not trying to give Hollywood any ideas because I love the series. It is rife with good ideas that would make great horror films and series. So if someone were really that diabolical, they would go in and they'd start funding these little projects. It could be Blumhouse, could be A24. If you fund these YouTube-based web horror series or sci-fi or psychological stuff, whatever your product is, there's a niche for that. There's a room for that there. That might be the future.
Would you say the well, I know you said that the future with that, but the this whole bridge between TikTok and YouTube, do you think that's where Hollywood is going to get their ideas now?
They already are. They already are. And I figure I hate TikTok. I can't stand TikTok, but if it's going to be useful in some way, shape, or form, let that be it. Get kids into I'd say apply it more to STEM stuff, but science, technology, engineering, mathematics. Give them small nuggets of stuff that they can actually use, and then throw in some Michael Jackson. Use a song that's like from the past, or maybe get them into something that's like not of their time, which largely is garbage. Here's some stuff from the '90s. Check it out.
how how long are those series online? Like, are they like episodes? Was it episodic Backrooms?
So I didn't know Backrooms as a YouTube video. I know it as a PC game. And just like another thing, I think it was Exit 6. That was a viral game that they turned into a movie. And to go off of TikTok, there's a musical that a guy made called Epic that is also going to be made into a feature film. So when you're looking at the longevity of these series, they're really not that long. They're actually pretty short.
They're very short.
Yeah, they just hit that viral trend. And once it gets enough attention, then they're like, all right, let's bring this over into the main screen.
Yeah. The Backrooms in particular, they're shorts. They'll be anywhere from 8 minutes to, I'd maybe say like 20 minutes. They're short, kind of disjointed episodes, but there's so much lore there. There's so much rich lore that you could make that into a film franchise. You could make that into a series on some Severance type of time. It's got that much going for it to where you don't need a whole lot, but there's enough to where you could fuel an entire franchise with it.
Wow.
So I think that's kind of be where they go next. I think that's going to be the next little angle that they use more going forward.
Makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah, there's a big buzz about vertical series, and I don't really watch them, but because of the hype, sometimes it's like Bitcoin and stuff. You say it enough, it becomes this thing, and it becomes
part of the zeitgeist.
Yeah, but what is it like regular TV, but it's just short, 5-6 minutes episode?
They're like mini, like I guess Tubi does something kind of similar where they have these little like webisodes. That's the term I was trying to webisodes. 5-10 minutes. They're what YouTube is. It started off as initially 5-10 minute little skits, 5-10 minute little gags, but some of them will literally be feature length films that you have pretty much on tap on YouTube, accessible 24/7. If YouTube was smart, let me get into my diabolical Dr. Doom chair real quick. If YouTube was smart, they would approach these creatives that make these series that do numbers that have a strong fan following and be like, would you guys like to make a film or series of your stuff that we fund for you? We make it a full production, right? You sign it over to us, it becomes our property, but you host it through YouTube. And we can make this into a full-fledged thing. Did they? With like YouTube Red or something like that?
Yeah.
I remember there was a movie with King Batch and a couple of other people that he collaborated with, and they made like a quick little movie that flopped. That was terrible.
Yeah, it flopped because they chose a lot of stupid stuff. YouTube Red, they choose properties that just... Yeah. It was stuff like Fred. If you remember Fred from back in the YouTube days, they chose real dumb, kid-oriented properties that they put like feature-length film bread into producing, and they flopped. Yeah. So instead of doing that dumb stuff again, let's take. I'd recommend give SCP all the funding, give the Backrooms all the funding, give what's another one? What's another good YouTube one that's on there? Meat Canyon. He does very weird out of the box stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if that's for everybody though. That's a very niche audience.
It's not. It is not. But I'm telling you, if that had the funding and the backing, he would make some crazy animation. We would get some insane. It'd be Liquid Television from MTV back in the day. Remember? Am I too old? Right. Y'all remember Liquid TV?
Yeah.
Liquid TV, circa 2020 now.
I feel like you're just making another, what is it, movie 43, where it was a whole bunch of good ideas that went absolutely nowhere. If you watched it, it was great.
Yeah. That was a wild one, man. They swung wide with that one. But no, it could be done. There's others that I'll come back and like have a list. I'll come back with a list and be like, YouTube series that YouTube itself should be backing. If they were smart, if they wanted to have that kind of traffic and loot come through, that's what YouTube Red needed to be.
And Vines tried to do. What's the one that came out after Vines? They tried to do
What did Vines
whole.
become?
I mean, they were just ahead of their time. They tried to do a whole network with miniseries, but a web series, but it failed. But now in
really?
Asia, that's like the largest thing.
I thought Vine like it did its thing and then it sold, right? It's done now.
Yeah, Instagram brought out Vine because that's when
Oh,
you
and then
started
came
getting reels.
Instagram. Oh,
Well, they sold Vines, and then they started Instagram.
is that what happened?
I
gotta
believe
look
so.
up the history.
Instagram was the thing. Vine was going away. Instagram bought Vine because of their ability to do 6 seconds, and that's how we got reels on Instagram after they bought Vine.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Gotcha.
That's why I'm like, there's another one after Vine.
Yeah,
I
there
heard that
was.
Vine was trying to come back, but I didn't know if that was anything confirmed or just rumor.
I mean, they might as well. I mean, they own it, you know, the name, whatever, and I mean, it's the same.
Are you talking trends?
No, I forget what it was called. It was like it was one of those names that were like, it pretty much says what it is. But I know they gave
A new
Kevin
little
Hart.
6 second or less app.
They gave Kevin Hart a lot of money, a lot of famous people, and it all flopped because they just threw money everywhere.
I think I know what you're talking
relying purely on star power. Unless you got a good idea, unless it's something that's actually practical and makes what we already have more easily accessible, it's looking rough. You can't back that on just celebrity status anymore.
Right. Yeah, those days are
Can't
gone.
be. That's done.
And for a while, those it was again perception. People believed, oh well, if this one's in it, no. If people are not interested, they're not. And if it's not good, it's just not good.
Well, then people are strapped. They don't want to have. If they have to pay for everything, it's like they don't have to start having an extra bill because The Rock told them so.
Right.
You can't. Nah. That's not. People don't do that anymore. We don't got the funds for that. We don't got the ends for that.
That's crazy. Crazy but true. Crazy but true, Drew. Crazy but true.
That gotta be the title or the name. Crazy but true, Drew. Crazy but true. Is he crazy? Yeah, but is he wrong?
No. Very much right. Very much right.
Where do we go from here?
Yeah, so what else is going? Oh, that documentary. The buzz about that documentary that they made. Well, it's all AI, but they present it as a documentary. It's like an AI.
It's an AI rendered documentary.
Right.
AI fully put it together and made a whole documentary on what?
But everything is fake. So the characters. So it's supposed to be perceived as a documentary, in the Middle East, but it's all AI. And I'm trying to think which film festival it's up for award, and that was the backlash. How could you be up for an award in a genre where people will go out and put their life at risk to have footage and interview people and
Yeah, I can hear people definitely being mad about that. Danny Boyle, the director, he did what was it, like a history joint that was fully AI, and people were pissed off at him about it. Let me confirm. Hold up. This was Danny Boyle that did this, right? Yeah, so as Google reads it, Danny Boyle is linked to the AI-driven film project Beyond the Loop, a groundbreaking AI-powered anthology series exploring the fusion of storytelling and AI innovation. So I think that could be like, considered more, what would be the term? acceptable, like apropos, because it's an actual name like Danny Boyle, and he's exploring AI and its use rather than just flaming it or trying to be on some propaganda stuff of hyping it.
Right.
So that could be something to check out.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, the hype of it and things are going to only be more accessible and easy use. So where does the technology and the creativity begin? But it's an exciting time, no matter which way you slice it.
It's interesting. I just kind of think we're gonna have to get very keen to checking for the cues on like what makes something AI, like the language that's used, certain angles, the way that certain characters look. It's a useful tool. I'm not crumbing on the tool. I just think that it has to be used sparingly, and you still have to have like, I don't want to say the human touch. That's corny, but like the human element of trying to convey thought and emotion or like context or a motive, that has to still be there. AI can't replicate that, at least not yet. It ain't full Skynet yet. But that kind of like, interpersonal intent, it's not quite there yet. But we'll see what happens.
We'll see. All right, so what movie's coming out that we're looking forward to
The Furious
talking about
next. The Furious.
Brand New
The
Day.
Furious.
Those are the two. Yeah.
Countdown. What are we? July or June 7th? Yeah. Comes out on the 12th. I will be there this week.
Yeah.
Excellent.
People are already seeing the advanced screenings and saying it's wonderful.
100% freshness on Rotten Tomatoes, and I don't care now. I usually don't care Rotten Tomatoes, but when it's The Furious, I'm like, yeah, I agree. It probably is.
That's funny. Oh, exciting time. Exciting time. When does the Spider-Man movie come out? July, right?
Which one?
Yeah, I think July 17th or 31st, and The Furious comes out this Friday, June 12th.
Okay.
Oh, Brand New Day you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's July.
So you know what? Next show we definitely need to talk about Noir, Spider-Man Noir. I saw the first episode in color, and then the next one I went black and white. I was like, I can't go back.
Yeah, you gotta watch the whole thing in black and white first.
Yeah.
I went black and white first. I'm gonna go back and check it out in color.
Yeah, same.
So you saw the whole thing already or no? It's
already. I'm on the final episode. I haven't watched episode 8 yet, so.
So is it all building up to something that's going to keep going, or no?
I'm not gonna say anything. You'll see.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair.
Since everyone knows about Doomsday, I feel like this is one of the shows you have to watch before you watch Doomsday.
I don't think you will. That's we'll get more on it next time. But I think a part of the reason why you can enjoy this is because it's not attached to all the extra crap that exists in the MCU, all the baggage and extra BS, where you have to know 18 different timelines just to enjoy this particular series. I think it excels for not being one of those.
I agree. I do agree.
And I'm feeling that you're
better for not being one of those.
Cowboy Bebop shirt.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Well played, sir. Well played.
Represent. Salute.
The classics, ladies and gentlemen. All right, thank you, Corey. Thank you, Drew. 7, and hopefully you see my face next time. You're watching GEEKCASTER, GEEKCASTER.com. Shout out to Gotham City Outpost where we're filming this. You could always check us out on YouTube. Please subscribe, support us. We need to get more subscribers, get things pushing there. Thank you for all those going to our website. Shout out to, I got some T-Mobile news, so I'll mention that next show. Just interaction, very interesting. Not a commercial, not a plug. I'm not telling you need to get it, unless they're going to write a check.
We'll see. That. We'll see. To be continued on that one.
To be continued. All right, you're watching GEEKCASTER. Thank you very much, and have a good one.